Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the Foolish Fish Esoteric News with your weekly updates on the worlds of esoteric and occult book publishing and arts and events and paraphernalia. Thank you so much for joining me for this segment, and thank you to miskatonicbooks.com for sponsoring the show. Miskatonicbooks.com are a fantastic resource for anyone who's looking for just the latest and greatest in terms of esoteric and occult book publishing. Any books that have been published by little independent artisanal book publishers, and these are very often the publishers who offer the greatest value, right? The greatest they're a little bit less worried about having a very wide appeal and a little bit more concerned about appealing to a very small niche audience, and so very often the ones that have some interesting books to offer. And this week, for example, I didn't know about this one, My Experiments with Rain by Sri Kutupananda Nath. I don't think this is a new book. I may be wrong there, but I just didn't know anything about it. So it's groundbreaking exploration based on personal endeavors to influence weather patterns through mental focus and intention. So once again, if I hadn't been scrolling through miskatonicbooks.com, I probably would never have picked up on this particular one. And then you have some special nice editions of books that I've reviewed, by the way. If you haven't seen my review of Hakel de Mar, do go and check that out. And lots of other really, really cool stuff. Just, I recommend scrolling down and spending a little bit of time enjoying what they have on offer on miskatonicbooks.com. There we go. Let's take a look at the news this week. I'm going to pause the video and cough. Oh dear. All right, all set. And then Aradia. So Aradia, or the Gospel of the Witches, has just hit the shelves. And so this is Black Letter Press's latest offering. Charles Godfrey Leland, or Leland, I guess. So let's see. He was an American folklorist and writer with a strong interest in Italian folk traditions and esotericism. Educated in the US and Europe, he devoted much of his life collecting folklore. His most famous and controversial work, Aradia, or the Gospel of the Witches, from 1899, claimed to reveal an underground tradition of Italian witchcraft centered on the goddess Diana and her daughter Aradia. So this is what this book is about. And of course, Black Letter Press are bringing their usual know-how of just beautiful production and just a lovely design and a very bookshelf friendly look, outer aspect of the book. God, they make some really beautiful things, don't they? So that's available now, and just €37 available directly from Black Letter Press. And I'm guessing that if you're living outside of Europe, you'll start seeing those on the shelves of your occult bookshops, if you happen to be lucky enough to be close to an occult bookshop. Yes, in the next few weeks, possibly months, depending on exactly where you are. But yes, I would put my orders in quite soon, since there's a small saving there. Don't forget also that all Foolish Fish patron supporters at a level 2 and up. So that's anyone supporting the Foolish Fish channel with $5 a month or more gets 7% off of any Black Letter Press order, and I send you guys a code at the beginning of every month. So if you'd like 7% off, that could be an opportunity to support a channel you appreciate. All right, let's move on to news from Aula Lucis, the publisher, who are publishing Aula Lucis, the book. So this is a very classic work of hermetic work by Thomas Vaughan, right? So the Aula Lucis, and of course it's the book that the publishing house Aula Lucis got their name from, of course, to mark their first anniversary. We are honoured to present our readers with the treatise which inspired both our name and our vision as a publisher, Thomas Vaughan's Aula Lucis, or the House of Light is a sublime discourse on the alchemy of light. Written in 1651 and first published in London in 1652, it traces the descent of light into matter and the means of its ultimate emancipation, together with Vaughan's Lumen de Lumine, or A New Magical Light. Also included in this volume, these two works offer a profound insight into the mystery of the prima materia and the alchemical regeneration of metals and man. So yes, a hermetic alchemical work, as Aula Lucis have I want to say grown us to expect, but that's not proper English, is it? As we have grown to expect from Aula Lucis. I just want to point out that Aula Lucis really are one of the publishers that have risen to the very, very top in terms of book production, in terms of the sheer beauty of the books that they produce. And naturally there will likely be a super deluxe edition that that I'm going to be pining after and not being able to afford. Just want to thank Aula Lucis for sending me one of those so I could see it firsthand, and you can check that out for yourselves. This is, I guess, the fourth book in this Hermetic mystery series. I can't remember the exact name of the Mysterium Hermeticum series. It's up here. There we go. So that's the fourth volume indeed. And it's going to be looking very nice next to the other three, which I showed you down here. Hermetic Arcanum, De Natura Rerum, and Arca Arcanorum, which are out already. It's just a look at one of their super deluxe editions. There we are. What else do we have? So I've already mentioned Alphonse Mucha's Le Pater, which is getting a new edition. There's just 7 days to go, but I just wanted to bring this to your attention today, that some of you may have seen my video a couple of weeks ago where I was just looking longingly at the super deluxe edition with its gorgeous clamshell case. Let me just scroll down just to give you an idea in case you missed it last time I showed it. Is it here? Is it here? Yes, it's here. So this is the outer aspect of it, but this is what the inside of it looks like. Just looking at these two pictures, I was like, oh my God, I want this so much, but I can't afford it, kind of thing, right? And I just want to give a big shout out to Century Guild, to Thomas Negavan of Century Guild, who spotted the video and took pity on me, and there is a copy with my name on it apparently, which is incredibly generous. And the good news for you guys is that I'll be doing a very close up review of the super deluxe edition when it arrives, and you'll be able to see it in all its glory. But yes, so thank you very, very much indeed, Century Guild. This is extremely exciting. As I was saying, back then, the standard edition of Le Pater is actually still to this day one of the most beautiful books on my shelves. And it's just an important book for people like me who find divinity in beauty, right? And who search for divine beauty in the art that humans make, and this is the epitome of exactly that. And oh my goodness, just so wonderful. So if you haven't backed this Kickstarter project, this reprinting of Le Pater with the dimensions of the original super oversized, beautiful art book, right? But also with the text that came with the smaller paperback edition, which was revised, which had a revised text, right? So this really is kind of the epitome, right? It's the best version that you can possibly buy, and so yeah, links down below for all of that. Tubella's Forge is now on its way to us, says Anathema Publishing. And so Gabriel Macari is sharing with us some pictures of what that's going to look like. And folks, was it last year or maybe a little over a year ago that Anathema Publishing announced that they would stop doing the standard edition and the collector's edition and the artisanal edition and the paperback edition, and that they would bring those two middle editions, the standard and the collector's edition, together to make something in between. Well, I don't know if I agree that it is in fact something in between. I think that this is absolutely gorgeous and can easily stand with anything else that Anathema Publishing have produced in the past in their collector's edition. I think this is utterly beautiful. The green, the kind of you can feel that suede, can't you, on the spine? It just looks so beautiful. And to be honest with you, I am fascinated with the clan of Tubal-Cain and the history of that and the philosophy of the clan of Tubal-Cain, as explained by Shani Oates through several of her works. But this is looking like it's going to be like a very nice overview, a very nice catch-all, should I say, right? For people who are kind of new to it, and also people who are looking for some deeper knowledge. And I'm just so excited. It's looking like an important book inside and out. Okay, so yeah, very excited for that, and looking forward to getting further news of that being sent out. So that's very cool. And then, of course, Anathema Publishing are reminding us that they don't only produce books, they also have books available on their shelves to send out. And actually, this is one that I'm going to be reviewing maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Giordano Bruno and the Hermetic Tradition. Oh my goodness, folks, this has been so good. It's been so good, but I'll keep my review for the actual review. But I've been reading this for the past couple of weeks, and it's just been so enjoyable. This is the second book that has been produced by let me see. Yeah, I knew it was Gallo something. It's Gallo Glass Publishing, and I've got to say the level of production since their first book has stepped up significantly, like really significantly, and the level of value added, because these are not new books, right? Francis Yates wrote this a while ago, but the value added is there. It really is, and I've really appreciated the additional illustrations and the fact that it's on color paper, and it's really cool. So we'll talk about that when I review the book itself very shortly. My review might already be out by the time you get to see this video, and then some music and just more very cool stuff. So do go and check out Anathema Publishing, their website. This wonderful deck by Travis Lawrence, which I love so much. Yeah, it's all available on anathemapublishing.com. There we go. So very cool stuff. I'll let you enjoy that. Links to all of that down below. Good. So let's see. Fool's Errand have produced a new version of the Book of the Law. I don't know about new edition of the Book of the Law, which I've found very difficult to find in an affordable, nice edition, right? So there's been the kind of standard hardcover edition, which is okay. It's fine. It doesn't feel like a how to say a holy relic. Okay, it feels like just a mass market hardboard book, and so and then the next level up have been kind of the levels of production from and I forget their name. Let me see. Yes, here they are, Logos 373, who have made this. It's just another level, right, and a very different price. So just seeing a nice, not super expensive. This is Polish zloty, so we're looking at around $30, something along those lines. Is very nice. So it's case bound, it's not Smithsonian or anything like that. But so was the kind of mass market edition that I previously had on my shelf. And there's a nice ribbon in it, and it just looks a little bit more premium than this previous version. Yeah, which looks, I don't know, it looks a little bit like a children's board book. It's not ideal. I think this is very, very nice, and I think that it fills a gap in the market that a lot of people are going to appreciate. So that is Rob Ryder Hill, and the website is Fool's Errand. So it's robryderhill.com. You can find the link to this down below. And actually, if I just put that into United States, here we go. Let's see what the price is. $36 US. There we are. Good. Couple of books from Amazon, just your weekly reminder to please pick these books up from your local bookshop if you are able to. The Amazon links down below are associate links, which give me a small commission, help me tie. What's the saying? Anyway, they help me to have enough money to end up the month, if that makes sense, right? So I really appreciate everyone who does use those links down below. No additional cost to you, just if you access the website via those links and buy something, then I get a small commission. And so, so this week we've got a couple of really cool books. First of all, The Tarot Architect, which I've told you about when it was first announced. Lon Milo Duquette's new work on the tarot. It was released just a couple of days ago, and people have started receiving those, which is wonderful. I have not ordered one because my local Amazon.pl for Poland says that if I order it today, it'll arrive mid-November, and so that's it's not ideal. I may very well pick up the Kindle edition, something along those lines, or wait a little bit further down the line for stock to reach other locations in the world. But yes, so that's pretty exciting that the Tarot Architect is finally available. Links to that down below, of course. Then John Michael Greer's got a third entry to to his series on occult training. So this is The Way of the Secret Temple. I was looking into the previous volumes there. The Way of the Golden Section, and there was another one that is mentioned up here, The Way of the Four Elements. So this is a third installment in that series, and I've put links to that down below, of course. In the third volume of his popular series of textbooks, John Michael Greer conducts training of a self-taught course for students to advance to the third degree of the Golden Section Fellowship. So for any of you who would consider joining a lodge, for example, but there are practicalities that don't work for you for joining a lodge, then this seems to be a nice self-paced version of that. So that sounds kind of cool. And then what we've got, Open Secrets, the popular fiction of Britain's occult revival. This is an expensive book. $99, Oxford Studies in Western Esotericism. You know that it's going to be great quality and that it's going to be very expensive. So two things that are guaranteed with Oxford Studies books. So it examines a popular genre fiction produced by leading figures within Britain's occult revival from the 1840s to the 1930s, including Edward Bulwer Lytton. I don't know that particular author. In fact, I don't know. Of course, I know Arthur Machen, Aleister Crowley, and Dion Fortune. Ferguson demonstrates how the revival's popular fictional output was always more than just a reflection of or mode of propaganda for unorthodox authorial belief or initiatory intention. This fascinating corpus became a charged site for general innovation and formal experimentation. Sounds very exciting. And it's available now. There we are. And then we have the Book of Alchemy. Have I mentioned this one before? I'm not sure. It's in the bestsellers section. The Book of Alchemy, a creative practice for an inspired life. This doesn't seem to have very much to do with actual alchemy, but I guess you need a title. What's interesting is the contents, a guide to the art of journaling and a meditation on the central question of life by the best-selling author of Between Two Kingdoms, with contributions from Hanif Abdurraqib, John Baptiste, Salman Rushdie, Gloria Steinem, George Saunders, and many more. I think I only know John Baptiste and Salman Rushdie from these, to my shame. The Book of Alchemy proves on every page that a creative response can be found in every moment of life, regardless of what is happening in the world. It seems to be a slightly more, wide, aimed at a wider audience, a little bit more accessible work potentially. And details for that down below as well. There we go. Let's move on to some tarots, folks. Well, this is the one that really caught my eye this week. This is the one that I would love to have and that I don't have money for. It is Ina Orderieth's tarot called the Conjunction Tarot deck. She's been working on this for a long time, folks, and it shows. It's utterly gorgeous, utterly gorgeous, and just because of my new situation, right? I have to put money aside for a new flat, and I have to save every single penny that I can, and so I'm gonna have to just not go for this one, and it's it breaks my heart, but there are things that I have to remember. There are things that are more important, even though they don't seem more important on the surface. But look at that, folks! Absolutely glorious. Yeah, I can see this becoming the favorite deck for many people. You can tell how much knowledge has been poured into this, how much care has been poured into this, and the production looks just through the roof. Incredible. Very nice. Very nice. So let me show you the different levels. The tarot itself, is €80. So that's around £86 sterling. And the materials used, the production, it looks on point. you know, that's the cost of a really nice looking tarot deck. And we have to remember that this probably covers the cost of production, but we have to think also about the time. And we're talking years here. The first time I mentioned this tarot was a long time ago. I'm pretty sure it's been a couple of years at least. So yeah. So then there's the version with the book, right, and a few pins and some stickers. Looks like a big old book describing all of the just in detail all of the cards and stuff. So yeah, very, very cool indeed. Okay. And then next there's this one, which also caught my attention a little while ago. I really appreciate that little logo at the top here. No AI. That's nice to know from the get-go, isn't it? Especially when the work is kind of dreamy, you know, kind of surreal, in a way that could not be mistaken for artificial intelligence. Yeah, I mentioned this one in the past, that it was on the way. Well, it's now, the Kickstarter has actually started, and I think it's doing kind of well. Yeah, they're looking for £4,000. They got £35,000. I think that was unavoidable. It was always going to fund fast and well. Very, very beautiful deck, and yeah, clearly by a extremely talented artist with a feel for Esoterica. If I remember correctly, I think this is the one where the pips, the minor arcana, form a panorama. I can't remember for sure. But anyway, I'm getting a look at the production here. Beautiful, really beautiful. No, I might have been mistaken there. Lovely, lovely work. Let's look at this as well. You can get a PDF for €15. The deck itself for €39. Standard pack, etc. Yeah, some good stuff there. And then what? The Quiet Rebel Tarot. I'm a sucker for collage, folks, especially kind of Victorian looking collage. It just speaks to me for some reason. I really love it, and this particular deck leans into that in a big way. And oh, pardon me. Let's see. Come on. Do not disturb. There we are. And then what? The cups. Yeah, very very Victorian, as you can tell. Very turn of the century. So colourful. So psychedelic. Yeah, I really, really like that one. So that's by Lynn Thurman. Again, we're looking at £39 for the standard deck. Very lovely. Okay. And then this is my board game of the week. It's not really a board game, it's a card game, and it's a very, very small card game at that. It's called Shallow Regrets, and it's based on another game called Deep Regrets. But I'm going to say that actually the main inspiration for this seems to be Love Letter. If you don't know Love Letter, get yourself a deck of Love Letter cards. I think Love Letter is something like, it's a very small number of cards, maybe 13, maybe even fewer, and each card has a rule on it that you have to do with that card, and it's a fantastic game. It's really surprisingly deep, given that it's played with so few cards. And this particular version, I'm not going to say that it is Love Letter, but it's certainly closely related. It involves fish, So how could I not love it, you know? And I love the fact that it's, you know, the cards that you don't want to catch are things like a mass of eyes and a foot. Yeah, so pretty gross, pretty silly, but also looks like an interesting game, right? There we go. That's I guess they're pushing a few other of their games in the process. There we are, folks. That's my video for you for this week. Thank you ever so much for watching. As always, I really appreciate you stopping by, checking out what's new in the worlds of esoteric and occult book publishing and all the rest of the good stuff. And just want to say a big thank you to all the members who support me and who support the channel, keeping me alive, helping me to fund the next place where I'll be living. We've got, I guess we've got about 4.5 months left to go before that has to become a reality. And I'm working pretty hard right now on a website where I'll be able to share some exciting things that are going to be happening, and yeah, just generally things are going quite well right now. So thank you to everyone keeping me alive right now, keeping the channel alive, keeping all of this community alive, and for everyone on the Discord just being so cool. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. This really is a true blessing. So thank you everyone, and thank you to all the viewers as well. Just people dropping by, and those of you who, you know, regularly leave likes on my videos. Those of you who have clicked on that subscribe button, and don't forget to click on the bell button, because apparently subscribing just doesn't mean anything anymore unless you click the bell as well. Yeah, if you'd like to have a one-to-one conversation with me, turns out many people have reached out to me with questions on relationships, which, yeah, I'm going to make a video on that quite soon. I was utterly unequipped to answer 6 months ago, and nobody was asking. And now all of a sudden, that's kind of, it seems to be the meat and bread. The meat and bread, is that? No, the meat and veg, or the bread and butter of of my my one-to-one conversations. And yeah, it turns out I'm a lot better equipped now, having spent, yeah, about 4 months now just doing pretty much nothing but reading up on relationships, and working out how all of that works, and what leads to what, and also what techniques to use to improve that aspect of your life. And so if that's something that you want to talk about, then yeah, reach out as well. But generally, if you just want to talk about your spiritual life, that is, after all, my #1 speciality. And if you want some book recommendations for where to go to next with your spiritual practice or with your magical practice, then yeah, the links to have a one-to-one session with me can be found down below. Thank you ever so much once again for watching. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. I'll see you soon with another video. Bye bye.